So is it true that many houses in rural Japan, they are free?
Yeah.
But what's the catch?
新婚旅行で5日間の有給申請を出したので、そしたらもう上司がその紙を持って走ってきて、なんだこれは、君には配慮ってものがないのか。
Any culture shocks between you two?
Okay.
You sound like you have a lot. Today I'm meeting a family of a Singaporean mom, her Japanese husband, and their adorable child who lives in Tsuruoka city of Yamagata, Japan. Why did she leave fast-paced and efficient Singapore to live in this quiet, slow, and snowy town in Japan? And what is it really like living in Japan's countryside as a Singaporean? Let's go say hi to them. Hi, konnichiwa. Alright, so this is Celine, Daisaku, and baby who came all the way from Tsuruoka to film this video. Was that an overstatement?
Yeah.
I know you have different intentions. You are at HDB Hub. And maybe we have a chat over kopi?
Alright, okay.
Alright. Did you miss Milo?
Thank you. Yes, I do.
コピオコさん初めてですか？
初めてですね。
ちょっと感想を教えてくださいよ。Yeah, try your Milo.
Okay.
You missed it.
Wow.
So what else did you miss?
I think I missed durian.
For sure. Japan, hard to find. I hope you get to try in this trip.
I just tried it yesterday.
Oh, you just tried it yesterday. So can you first explain to us where is Tsuruoka?
Tsuruoka is a city in Yamagata Prefecture.
So Yamagata is a place known for beautiful nature, right?
Oh yes.
Great
yes,
food,
Yes. Yeah, right.
snowy. Why did you move there in the first place?
So I first moved to Japan in 2018 because of the JET program.
It's where foreigners teach English, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
To Japanese students.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. So you were posted at Akita, you said?
Yes, right.
Okay, and
Right.
then you met Daisaku. He's from Yamagata?
Yeah, he's
correct?
from Yamagata.
Ah, so you moved to Yamagata for him.
Yes, right.
Wow, and you still teach.
I still do teach, but it's not under the JET program anymore.
So like I heard a lot about this JET program.
Yes.
In fact, a lot of Singaporeans I know in Japan, they
Yeah.
start from this.
I think JET program is a very good platform for anyone who wants to experience Japanese culture.
Yeah, and not many people know beyond Tokyo and Osaka and
Exactly,
Kyoto, right?
exactly.
I feel like the rural part of Japan is like the real Japan. you
Yes,
know?
it is.
People
I
are
think so.
warm. I'm sure there are pros and cons, which we will get to
Yeah,
later.
alright.
And it's so adorable. Your daughter is eating Daisaku's finger. So what is it really like living in rural part of Japan as a Singaporean? Pros and cons? Maybe you can start from pros?
Okay, all right. I really love Akita a lot because that's a place whereby buildings are not as much compared to Singapore, and they have beautiful nature.
But like you're obviously a city girl. Isn't it difficult, like rural area? Like there's not much entertainment. I mean the nature is beautiful,
Yeah, it's
but
beautiful.
some people get bored of it very quickly.
Right.
How was it for you?
Yeah, honestly, at first I felt it was bored because I was used to the convenience of everything in the city.
And the hustle and bustle, right?
Yeah, right, the hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
But as time passed by, I got used to it. I started loving the peace and quiet. So much so that when I came back to Singapore the very first time, I couldn't adjust back to life in Singapore.
I mean, I love this country, but
Yes.
I would say one con is that it's busy everywhere. It's difficult to find peace. You know, you want some quietness,
yeah.
but then like people everywhere.
Exactly.
And I saw some of the videos you sent me.
Yeah.
It looks so fun. You guys go fishing a lot with Daisaku?
Yeah, he.
小さいスキー場が僕の町にはあるんですけども、そこで無料でスノーモービル乗せてもらったり、
なんで無料なんですか？
ボランティアでも引退した人が趣味でやる。
I feel like that's something cannot find in Singapore.
Right,
Because like
definitely, no.
everything is like money here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You told me you live at his family's house.
Yeah.
おじいちゃん見つめないで。
おじいちゃん。
How was the experience like? Like any culture shocks?
Yeah.
A lot, right?
A lot of culture shock. It is a very old traditional Japanese home. In Singapore, we call it a kampong. So everyone knows each other. My culture shock would be everyone doesn't lock the door in the countryside.
Yes.
Because we can never do that in Singapore.
But as a Japanese, I feel like
Right.
Singapore also safe lah. But still, there's a gate
Yeah,
and
right,
a door.
right.
So
Yeah.
that was my culture shock.
Yeah. Oh,
Singapore's
really?
so safe, but need so much security, man. What other culture shocks?
My first shock was at my schools. I saw blackboards. I got used to whiteboard. So blackboard was maybe 30 years ago.
If I'm not wrong, I think some schools still
They still do,
Yeah, I do.
especially in the countryside.
I mean, that's one example of Japan, like a bit outdated. Singapore is very efficient. Japan, not always. How about things you don't like?
Okay, inconvenience. You need to have a car.
Yeah, it's true.
Another thing, I think he has a lot to talk about it. It's so difficult to take annual leave. Maybe for me, I still get the better end of this because I'm
Because
a
you're a
foreigner.
foreigner.
Yes.
Japanese will think, oh, she's foreigner, so let her be.
Right. He always says you get the better end of it. They'll let you take, but at the back of it, you can feel that they are like judging you.
Right.
I feel that.
So still like that. I heard it's getting better.
取りにくいです。ドイツの会社だったんですよ。
取りやすそう。
取りやすそうじゃないですか、ドイツの会社。社長はドイツ人なんですけど、まあ、周りはもう他はみんな日本人だから、
まあね。
新婚旅行で5日間の有給申請を出したんですよ。そしたらもう上司がその紙を持って走ってきて、なんだこれは、君には配慮ってものがないのか。有給休暇を持っているからといって申請書を出せば休めると思っているのか。いや思ってるよ。それに結婚式の時も特別休暇確か5日間
5日間
があげたよ。
5 days
それで新婚旅行行けばよかったじゃないか。5日間だから今回は認められない。それで帰っていった。
行ってないんですか？
いや行きました。行ったんだけど、それで
結果行ったのすごいですね、それは。
とりあえず組合があったので、組合にとりあえず相談しました。
This is the cons of working in a Japanese
It is,
company.
it is,
What do you think as a Singaporean?
Many Singaporeans whom I spoke to, they couldn't believe that this is happening in Japan.
Yeah, they don't believe.
Because we feel that it's a human right for us
Yeah.
to rest whenever we need to. But he feels so stressful whenever he wants to take leave just to rest or
I
spend
mean,
time with family.
just a disclaimer, not all companies are like
Yeah, right.
Daisaku's ex-company, but I will say it's pretty common.
Yes.
There's that peer pressure because everybody working so hard, you know?
Exactly.
驚くかもしれないけど、僕にとってその会社が一番有給が取りやすかった。文句を言えば分かったって認めてくれて取らせてくれるから、本当は東京から帰ってきた時にこれ小さい会社に入ったの。そこはもうなんだかんだ言って社長が取らせてくれなかったから。
違法じゃないですか。
まあ違法なんだけど、他の社員も入社してから、有給ってどうなのって加藤君、それは話さない方がいい。ダメだよ。タブーなんだ。
有給タブーで初めて聞いた。Singapore don't have this at the workplace that you cannot take a leave.
From my previous workplace, they would just tell us, take a leave.
Will they even ask you why you're taking a leave?
I've never experienced that.
Yeah, so this is the thing. In Japan, when you take a leave, there's a column where you put why you're taking the
Yes.
leave. You gotta explain.
I got that in Yamagata, and I was like, why do I have to explain why I'm taking the leave
It
for?
doesn't make sense, right?
But in Japan, I find it so stressful going to work because, for example, my work starts at 8:15. But if I arrive at 8:15, I'm considered late. I was like, but in Singapore, it starts at 8:15, people start coming after 8:15. It's okay.
So how many minutes before you have to arrive?
I'll arrive like 5 minutes before. I'm the latest one there.
この話で終わると日本人の視聴者に怒られるんですよ。日本の悪口を言うなと。じゃあちょっと日本企業のいいところをぜひお願いします。
いいところ。
めっちゃ困っとる。One pro might be that you're very close to your colleagues, almost like a family friend. So this is why I keep on telling my viewers that Singapore is like heaven for me. Because I can take leave, I don't have to be so punctual.
Yes.
Because I experienced working in Japan. But many of my viewers, they don't know. They think Singapore is like maximum stress. Which I do agree that it's a stressful country.
I think it's stressful because the standard is that they expect a certain pretty high standard and you have to be efficient.
Another con of living in rural Japan maybe is like less job opportunity.
Yes,
Right.
you're right.
Like you're a
Yeah.
foreigner, right? What other jobs would you have besides teaching English?
You could just work at the convenience store like 7-Eleven.
Whoa,
Yeah, but you still
okay.
need certain amount of Japanese to be able to work there. The salary is so low in Japan.
Monthly, I think rural Japan English teaching job
Right.
full time. Okay, my guess is like 15万円、18万円。
Yeah, around
そんぐら
there.
いですよね。
Yeah, it's around there.
What if it's in Singapore? You do a similar job? How much?
Oh, you'll be getting 3 times more. Right.
That's why a lot of people want to move to Singapore, maybe.
I think so. Singapore is a very good place for you to. He always says Singapore is a good place to earn money and to save money.
I think so.
Yeah, and Japan is a place for you to retire and leave, not to work.
I understand. And something a lot of Singaporeans forget about is the low tax in Singapore.
Oh, yes,
Yep.
right.
I think the maximum here is 17%.
Yes.
Whereas in Japan, maximum is like 49%.
Right, exactly.
Which is shocking.
Yeah, that's another shock that I wanted to share with.
Ah.
We are paying so much from our already very low salary in Japan. And every month we are paying like, you know, the compulsory health insurance.
Yeah.
And we are paying, oh, that's something I don't understand, residence tax.
Yeah.
Why do I have to pay residence tax?
How many percent would you say your salary is deducted?
Close to about 30%.
30% is gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Okay. Then how do people live?
Yeah. I think people over there just live very simply.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Singaporeans love eating out.
Yeah.
Every meal they just go hawker center or
Yes,
food
yes.
court, coffee shop. But over there, to be very honest, in the countryside, I think they don't have the financial ability to eat out often.
Alright, next we're talking about these topics. So is it true that many houses in Yamagata in rural Japan, they are free?
Yeah.
But what's the catch? Any culture shocks between you two?
Okay.
You sound like you have a lot. Huh? So can we have a chat over
Right.
food that's trending among the Japanese community? Alright, so biam noodles is the trending food in Japanese. So it's mainland China food.
Yes.
Not so popular among
Yeah,
Singaporeans,
right.
but the
Okay.
Japanese, they love it.
Yeah.
I love how the noodles are very firm. So is it true that many houses in Yamagata in rural Japan, they are free?
Yeah, the Akiya.
This is very shocking for many foreigners, right?
Yeah,
so
right.
what is the akiya?
So basically, Akiya is a house that is left vacant by the Japanese. They moved out of the countryside and moved to somewhere that is more populated.
So this excites many Singaporeans because in this country, living in a landed house is a dream.
Oh, yes.
Most people cannot accomplish.
Right.
In Japan, free.
It's free.
But there's a catch, and not many people know this.
I think you have to pay for the expensive tax, right?
Yeah, 固定資産税。
ランニングコストがかかる固定資産で、あとは日本の建物は基本的に木でできているので、人が住んでないと家がダメになっちゃう。
You're gonna have to visit often to maintain.
Ah, right.
And of course, in the first place, you're gonna have to renovate, which will cost like
A lot of money.
yeah, a lot of money. あとはなんか町のなんか集会みたいなのがありますよね、田舎だと。
ありますね。
ああ、どんなものがあるんですか？
お祭りの会、農地整備、農地をのこう道をどうするかとか。
それって仮にシンガポーリアンが家買ったらそれって参加できないじゃないですか。
Oh.
なんか結構煙たがられるっていうとあれかも。どんな感じになるんですかね。
よっぽどの田舎だと参加してほしいかなと。地方都市の中心部とか行けば町内会費だけ払ってくれればもういいよっていう感じかな。
But the problem is the value of the house is actually very low.
Yes, in Japan.
There's a reason why they are selling for free. So the people owning this house, they don't want to pay the running costs. So
Yes.
they would rather sell for free, and the condition is very bad. So even if you buy the house and maybe if you want to sell it, difficult to find someone who will buy.
I think so.
So you're gonna have to either demolish it, which costs a lot of money,
Oh.
or keep holding it with the running costs.
Yes, right. Yeah, I think many of them choose to keep running it instead of demolishing it. Yeah, it's a big problem in Japan right now.
Many akiya.
Many.
So what's your daily life like living in Yamagata?
So our life starts with waking up and taking her out for a walk. So basically it's just to enjoy time in the nature, spending time together at home.
I once interviewed a Singaporean living in Japan, and she said the quality of life in Japan feels much higher.
Yeah, I would agree with that. In terms of my mental, the peace that you enjoy over there, I think that really increases the quality of life.
Yeah, I saw some of your videos, like sakura trees. Is that
yes,
right
yes.
outside your house?
Yeah.
Oh my god! And like no crazy queue like the Megurogawa, right?
No.
In Tokyo, it's
No.
all to yourself. Almost.
Yeah.
But didn't you feel homesick sometimes?
Yes, at first, but thanks to the people there in Akita, I volunteered at an Eikaiwa, English Conversation School. They gave me a sense of belonging, and they are the very reason why I extended my time there. So to be very honest, I told my family and friends that oh, I'm just going there to challenge myself to live in Japan. So I was a teacher in MOE school before going to Japan, but I wanted to learn about education system beyond Singapore's.
Yeah.
So I went to Japan and I told everyone that okay, I'm just going to go for 2 years maximum.
Wow.
Yeah, because I took a huge pay cut to go there. But it was the people in Akita who gave me the purpose to stay on for them. So I maxed out my time there. So JET program has a maximum of 5 years contract.
5 years you stayed?
Yeah, I stayed for 5 years because of them and my students. So in a way, they became my family in Japan.
You made so many meaningful connections.
Yeah,
with
very
people in
meaningful.
Akita.
It was because of them. If not for them, I think I would have come back earlier. I think the people in the countryside are very authentic, very genuine, very kind, very warm. They are like my family. I have the older members who are like my Japanese grandma. I call them Japanese grandma, Japanese grandpa, or my godma.
Well, you have a Jippun grandma.
Yeah, I have a Japan grandma. I love her a lot. She came all the way from Akita to Yamagata to visit her.
Wow.
And I have a Japan sister.
Wow.
Yeah. What I love about being in Japan, I would say, is meaningful connections. The people there.
Any culture shocks between you two? Because I know, we Jippun guy a bit weird lah. We can be weird.
From my perspective?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you sound like you have a lot.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I wish
I
it's
think-
a bit more romantic. Not very romantic. Japanese men not very romantic.
Like what? How? I feel offended.
Sorry.
Okay, next Daisaku turn.
料理がすごい苦手これはすごいショックだやっぱりゴミの分別とかそういうところでシンガポールに来てこうゴミを捨てるのに躊躇するんですけどさっさと捨てなさいみたいなガラスこのまま落とすよりはなんか下に行く時にどっか捨てるとこあったらそこに置けばいいんじゃないとか思っちゃうんでいやそんなこと考えないでいいからさっさと捨ててこう
So, what's the future for you guys?
We plan to move back to Singapore next year.
Oh, that's why you're here to get your
Yeah.
HCB.
Yes, we are trying to find out more about getting a BTO, just so that she can grow up in an environment where she can be exposed to the English language and Chinese language.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think coming from the perspective of an educator, it's very important to expose a child to the environment as early as possible.
But like realistically, Daisaku 47, right?
Yeah, 47.
Isn't it difficult to find a job?
今は工場で働いてたんで工場とかはないので料理系日本料理系だったらいくらでも働く場所あるからそれを勉強してこいって言われてほんの1年半でその包丁を使う仕事をして
She wants to be a
Sushi
chef.
omakase.
Yes,
Hey.
yeah.
That's exciting, huh? You know, sushi chef here earn a lot.
Oh, is it?
でも自分のこととか自分の将来実はあまりそこまで考えてなくてこの子が英語と中国語と日本語まあ話せるようになってこの子の将来それが一番です
Thank you, Serin Daisaku. All the best. So, would you want to live in rural Japan and maybe buy a house there? Let me know in the comment section below. And YouTube think you will enjoy this video overlaid here. So, do check it out. See you guys again. Jippun Landaria. Goodbye.